Hello, welcome to the Dublin Irish Festival Celtic Canine presentation for 2020. Here I have the Glen of Imaal Terrier. The Glen of Imaal Terrier, even though it is the newest dog that's accepted into AKC, it's a very old dog in Ireland. And it's one of the smallest dogs that come from Ireland. Although you can see he's not very small, but it is the smallest of all the breeds, or the shortest of all the breeds that come from Ireland. The Glen of Imaal derived its name from the Glen of Imaal area where it came from. The Glen of Imaal area is a valley or a glen that is found in the Wicklow County, which is below Dublin. Wicklow County is very barren, very rocky. And the history of this breed is back in the 16th century, Queen Elizabeth I, when they were at civil war in Ireland, recruited some Frenchmen as mercenaries, and she promised them land. She didn't promise them what kind of land. So when the war was over, she gave them property in the Wicklow County in the barren, rocky mountains. So they were very grateful for free land, so they took it. And they brought their dogs and bred them to the local Irish dogs, which created the Glen of Imaal. The Glen of Imaal is a dwarf dog, very short legs, but you can see has a large head and does have a regular sized body. I'll stand him up so you can see. Stand up, baby. That short legs compared to the size of the body. They are supposed to be very agile and be able to run and climb over the rocks. Their job in Ireland were to kill vermin, not little tiny rats and little things, although they can do that. Their job was to get rid of the badgers and the fox in the area. They're because they go after other animals, they can be very high prey driven, but very, very good with family members. All dogs in Ireland had to be working, do their job, but they had to get along with the family and be a wonderful companion. This is the Glen of Imaal Terrier.
Hello, we are Pat
and Molly Byrne,
and welcome to the Dublin Irish Festival 2020 COVID edition.
We've been asked to share some thoughts and memories of previous Dublin Irish festivals, and one of the things we were talking about is the year that we were honorary chairs. Leading up to that year, we had the parades and the other events, and we really got to share that with our children and our grandchildren, and that was so much fun. And then the actual festival was we just had a great time. And normally we don't get to spend time together at the festival because we're both volunteering in different places, and so that was really special for us.
Actually spend a festival having fun and enjoying it and not volunteering all the whole time. Mm-hmm. So it was really a treat, and so that is certainly a big fond memory. And I get so many memories from 20 years being backstage at the Celtic Rock stage, meeting, hanging out, and becoming friends with so many of the best musicians in all the world. So that's been a treat for me, and something that we're certainly missing this year.
We are.
We've had so many great fond memories.
We talked about working with the other volunteers and the staff at Dublin that helps put this event together every year. And the other thing we were talking about was the year after we were chairs, and we were able to spend the weekend with the current chairs, Chris and Carol Clinton, for that year. And they were just so much fun, and we had so much fun showing them around and sort of marshalling them through the events that year. And Pat did enjoy his golf cart privileges a bit.
Well, it's maybe the last time they give up golf carts to honorary chairs, but
if so, we're sorry.
Yeah, we apologize.
It's been a great experience for us over the years with Dublin. It's been a great family.
It's been a great festival. One that the annual challenge is, how do we get better, and I think that we tend to achieve that. And anyway, let's raise a toast to the Dublin Irish Festival, the staff, the volunteers, and especially to the honorary chair, Bill Stem. Sláinte.
Bear Bua.
So, everybody ready for this next band? All right. Well, the young Dubliners are quite possibly Celtic rock's hardest working band, playing hundreds of shows to thousands of fans across U.S. and Europe every year. They're joining us from Los Angeles, California. So jump up and down and make some noise for the young Dubliners!
A hungry feeling came o'er me stealing, and the mice were squealing in my prison cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. To begin the morning, the screw was bawling, get up, you bowsy, and clean up your cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Up in the female prison, there are 75 women, and among them now I wish I did dwell. Then that old triangle could go jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal, all along the banks of the Royal Canal.
rubber bag on each after station. Like all your songs of love and immigration. We wait to die if you were still alive. We step into the great unknown. You missed the crack, but there's no turning back. When we get there, we won't be alone. Let's go, let's go. To call them up, tell them we're all coming over. There'll be no shout-outs, there'll be no falling over. It's just a party and we're only getting started. We'll fix your lonely, we'll fix your broken hearted. Wait, tonight, take out. Same old story, just a different generation. We're telling people a familiar situation. We work so hard if we could get a job. We know that when the day is done, we'll raise a glass to the future and the past. Sing until the morning sun. Right on, right on. Call them up, tell them we're all coming over. There'll be no shamrocks, there'll be no falling over. It's just a party and we're only getting started. We'll fix your lonely, we'll fix your broken hearted. Wait, come on, say go. There'll be no showers, there'll be no singing songs that everybody's heard of. You keep on talking, but I haven't had a while away. Tonight, away. Tonight, go. Dublin, Ohio. We have returned. We've been missing in action for a couple of years. But I did want to say a big thank you and congratulations to all the great bands who are on the stage. But I believe in fairness, we might be the first Irish people. So if you've been holding back on the boozing, not good. Now you go, Canadians were great, Australians were brilliant. The Irish, let's just drink and they'll sound so much better. Anyway, we have missed you, Dublin, Ohio. The only difference between this Dublin and my old Dublin is a very demanding mother. So I sort of like this one right now. This is Fall. Kind of trick can get you wet to the bone. Just kind of find another back way home. Foggy lifting, it's staying low. Take all I got to stay away from the heat. We'll make it back by the skin of my teeth. Whoa, we'll be drinking the water tonight. Whoa, we'll be swimming the deep inside. Whoa, when it gets here, it's got you for life. Whoa. Fear of dying drives a good man mad. A fear of living can be just that bad. Who can blame and follow one? It all makes sense in my little head. home, I gotta get back to bed. Whoa, we'll be drinking the water tonight. Whoa, we'll be swimming with ticket inside. Whoa, when it gets his got you for life. Whoa, whoa, dream big dreams like nothing matters at all. But I'm not gonna answer the call. Just lie here, wait for the phone. Matters it early in November, the leaves are on the ground. I couldn't get up, I just couldn't down. Cause I'm all alone, I'm waiting by the phone. I'm waiting for your call so patiently. Fill me with worry, fill me with fear. I'm not standing still, I'm not staying here. Cause I'm on my way, you can take it no more. So brown top parking at the back door. Brown top parking at the back door. Woo! So often my adventure, now where do I begin? America called, it's called again. We're jumping on the plane, we're taking all the way. We wake up in the sunshine every night. We came for the party, we came for the fun. Remember your mother, stay out of the sun. Living the life, cause it's what we came for. So brown top parking at the back door. So brown top parking at the back door. Here we go. We're not going home. No, we're not. We're not going home. Now we know you're behind us, but you'll never find us. Cause we're on our way. We're on our way. Come on. So, my darling, what did you say? I know you were sad when I went away, but I'm over here, but now it should be clear I won't be going back there any day. You fill me with water, you fill me with fear. I'm not standing still, no, I came over here. Cause I'm on my way, you can take me no more. So brown top parking at the back door. So brown top parking at the back door. So brown top parking at the back door. rounds of bargain and I won't be knocking at your back. No. The 1, 2, the 1, 2, 3, 4. The water is so far. It's like going to a well. Anyway, we know some of you may be here because you'd like to hear some songs from our Irish album, With All Due Respect to the Irish Sessions. And it's an album that we made 10 years ago. We're quite proud of it. We don't remember making it. We were very, very drunk at the time. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. But we're going to give you a little early taste because it is the Dublin, Ohio Irish Festival. If you're going to play Irish music, you're going to play it here. This is a song about working in England during the 50s and the 60s. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but we didn't always get along. There's been some stuff. So working in England could sometimes be very difficult. This is a song that captures the moment. Please do sing along if you know it. This is McAlpine's Fusiliers. But down the Glen came McAlpine's head, with a shovel slow behind them. 'Twas in the pub, and I drank the sup, and out on the spike you will find out. And I washed down mud, and I washed down blood, with pints and quarts of beer. And now we're on the road again, with McAlpine's Fusiliers. I stripped to the skin with the dark head, way down on the Isle of Rain. With a horse face too, and I knew the rule: no money if you stop for rain. McAlpine's got a well-filled heart, your shoulders cut to bits and sail. And woe to he went to look for tea, McAlpine's Fusiliers. I remember the day that the railroad chain fell into a concrete stairs. No dog's face said when he saw him dead, but it wasn't what the rich call prayers. I'm a navvy short, is that one retort, and I reached unto my ears. And then the going is rough, you must be tough, but I cut my Fusiliers. Woo! Sweat, it had me bent with a Russian check and hole. But sugar and jams and the hydro dams are underneath the Thames in a hole. I crafted it hard, and I got my cards, and many gaffers fist across my ear. And if you pride your life, don't show my Christ, McAlpine's Fusiliers. And if you pride your life, don't show my Christ, McAlpine's Fusiliers. Oh, McAlpine's Fusiliers. the Irish album McAlpine's Fusiliers. Now we're going to introduce you to the newest member of our band on the electric guitar over here, Mr. Justin Paco. Some people think we won him in a raffle. Some people think we got him for Christmas. It doesn't matter. Whatever works, whatever floats your boat. But Justin, this is his first time ever in, I think, Ohio even. Is it?
Indeed it is.
Do you like it? I think he does. He's busy. Anyway, this is a song about finding all your stuff outside the house when you weren't planning on moving, but now you are. And as you try to come up with a good apology, you also try to find out what did you do, because that's important. This is about March 18th. This is called Come Back Home. It's the devil stole your tongue. It's been 6 long months since the winter stole the sun. Oh yeah, I'm living in darkness, I'm living in pain. I got a bad feeling I won't see you again. Cried up and dried up, I'm fit to be tied up for you. Oh yeah. Now help me, I'm down and give me a sign. If you don't love me, I'll go out of my mind. Come back home, 'cause I'm down on my knees. Come back home, you can drive is the key. Come back home, 'cause I'm lost if you won't. To tears so fast, but hey, we had something, some things are made to last. Oh yeah, and now help me, I'm drowning, throw me a line. If you don't love me, I'll go out of my mind. Come back home, 'cause I'm down on my knees. Come back home, you can drive is the key. Come back home, 'cause I'm lost if you won't. Not offer up apologies, philosopher like Socrates for you. Now watch me as I fall apart, tripping on my broken heart. All for you. I'm drowning, give me a sign. If you don't love me, I'll go out of my mind. Come back home, 'cause I'm down on my knees. Come back home, you can drive is the key. Come back home, 'cause I'm lost if you won't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. All right, now we're going to do one. This is shows a little bit more of a sensitive side. This is about when you send your love to somebody in huge amounts, but they don't even seem to notice that you're there. And no matter how much you try to tell them how much you love them, they don't get it. I think it might be called stalking. But the point is that you would call her every day if the police would let you. So this is for the broken-hearted man who's probably going to do time. This is a little song about losing your love. It's called Apart. And she was my true love, so like an angel from above, and I believed our love was strong, but she said farewell, and I was wrong. Now she broke my heart, and we must spend our lives apart. Now I can sleep at night. Nothing that I say comes out right. None the world has locked me out. Oh, and the world has locked me out. Now I wish I could fly, 'cause the oceans are blue water and the sky. I find people feel the same. They manage through the pain. They will find the road to love again. Yeah. Now she broke my heart. Now we must spend our lives apart. Now I can sleep at night. Now nothing that I say comes out right. And all the world locks me out. Oh, and the world has locked me out. Oh, and the world locked me out.
Wakey time.
Princess Landing State, Mersey River, very well. 'Cause I am bound for California, it's a place that I know right well. It's a very well, my own true love, when I return united will be. Not to live in Liverpool, grieves me, but darling, when I think of it. More than the Yankee sailing ship, Davy Crockett is her name. And Burgess is the captain of her, and they say that she's afloat in air. It's a very well, my own true love, when I return united it will be. I believe on the Liverpool that he's me, and I illuminate of it. Take it just there. Is in the harbor, love, and I wish I could remain. And for I know it'll be a time before I will see you again. It's all that you have, my own true love, when I return you next to the world. Not to leave on Liverpool, grease me, but I wouldn't think of it. Let's see ya. So very well, my own true love, when I'm sure united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but darling, when I think of thee. Yes, drunk in your despair, and the cloud it is descending, and the battle scars you wear. Fight the world on another day, this is now and you're okay. Take a breath and all of this goes away. And away seas of sorrow far away, so no more gone today. Still tomorrow, luck will follow. Cross my heart, went to the wild occasion, chance to put things right. Your miserable persuasion won't get the best tonight. Smile as a stranger upon your face, carry the weight of the human race. Come on, cheer up, till the end of the world it can wait. And throw away the seeds of sorrow far away. So no more gone today, still tomorrow, luck will follow across her heart. With a smile on your face, let's get out of this place. Do whatever it takes. Fight the world on another day. This is now and you're okay. Come on, cheer up till the end of the world it can wait. And throw away the seeds of sorrow far away. So no more gone today. Still tomorrow, luck will follow. Cross my heart, throw away seeds of sorrow far away. So no more gone today. Still tomorrow, luck will follow. Cross my heart.
Thanks.
Woo! All right, now we have one for the girls and boys of Ohio and beyond. When you go out on a Friday night and you have a couple of beers, or maybe just a few too many beers, maybe so many beers that now everybody in the bar looks gorgeous. When you get to that point where everybody looks gorgeous, that's called loving a pub. And without loving a pub, many of us wouldn't even be here. So this is thumbs up for loving a pub. When you find that perfect woman with that perfect amount of alcohol taken. This is for you girls. This is How Are You Girls? An education, and now he's out the door. A pocket full of cash, a belly full of porter, you know there's always room for more. And it's Friday night, all the boys are waiting. I wanna miss around, but well before too long, yeah, before it's over, have a plan every time. Tonight he feels a million miles from what he likes to call his life. How you girls? How you girls? Cry for all the ages. I think you want just my set them up, set them up. Next to each other, we're gonna go now. So I'm walking in the dirty big crib. He already set a heart on fire. I'm up before too long. They were dancing all the song. You know, God loves a trier. Tonight it feels a million miles from what he likes to call his life. How you go? Cry for all the ages. I think you want to use my set them up, set them up. Next to each other, we're gonna go now. Come to see them smile. Now we're going to do that little bit. We talked about it. Let's do the Irish album song, shall we? And you know what? All day long, you're hearing these songs and you're going, again? But we see, we don't just do them. We like to tell you the truth about what they're about, because you're thinking, it's about this little girl and she comes jumping into the field. Not so much. It's about a young lady's first love and how she's picking the one that her dad does not want her to pick. She's picking the dodgy one at the Dublin, Ohio Fair. On behalf of musicians everywhere, thank you, ladies. Thank you for going astray just once. This is Tell Me Ma. She's as sweet as apple pie. She'll get her own that by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell him how she gets so. Let them all come as they will. Albert Mooney, she loves them. Tell me now when I go home. The boys run late, the girls alone. They pull my hair and stone my comb, and it's alright till I go home. She's handsome, she is pretty. She's the belle of Belfast City. She's colorful, 1, 2, 3. Please put your down in her with shade. Was down the Glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I. Those armor lines of marching men, squadrons passed me by. No pipe did on, no battle drum did sound its tread tattoo, but the Angelus bells or lively swell rang out o'er the foggy dew. Go! Proudly high over Dublin town, they hung out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die beneath an Irish sky than a silver-rusted elder. And from the blades of Royal Maid, Strutman Cameron blue. And while Britannia's hands, their long-range guns, settled out of the foggy dew. England made our wild geese fly, small nations might be free. Only graves of his sailors' waves had a fringe of the great North Sea. Oh, and it died by Pierce's side, who fought with Carl Brew, and shattered names to keep her field safe into shroud of the foggy dew. Wheels fell as a requiem bell rang mournfully and clear. For those who died that Easter tide in the springtime of the year. And the world it gazed with deep amaze, fill us men but few. The ball of fights of freedom's light might shine through the foggy dew. Oh, God, the fights of freedom's light might shine through the foggy dew. Might shine through the foggy dew. Might shine through the foggy And now all day long you've been going around seeing unbelievable people doing unbelievable Irish dancing. And you look and you go, I wish I'd learned how to do that. But you realize it would have taken years to learn how to do it until tonight. Because if you're over 21, I'm going to tell you how you can Irish dance. All you have to do is get a couple of Jägermeisters into you. A couple of Red Bulls. A couple of espressos. Get some duct tape and tape your arms to your sides. And when you hear the Irish music and the medication and the drink kicks in, you will be Lord of the Dance. It'll do for this late. 3, hey! Thank you very much. And now, one more from the Irish album. This is a song that we love doing at these events because we know that deep down you all love Irish music from all the different genres and years. This is one that when we were making the Irish album, we were picking versions of songs by people we loved. This one we took from Luke Kelly and the Dubliners. This was one of my favorite songs he ever did. It's a song that's beloved in Ireland, taken from a poem, put to music. So this is for you, Dublin, you crazy Irish buggers. This is Raglan Road. On Raglan Road, in autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would weave a snare that I might one day rule. I saw the danger and I passed along the enchanted way. I said, let grief be fallen, live at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November, we trip lightly along the ledge. The deep ravine where can be seen the truth of passion's pledge. The Queen of Hearts not making tarts, and I not making hay. I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. I gave her gifts of mine. I gave her the secret sign that's known to the artists who have known true gods of sound and stone. Without a stint, I gave over fields of May. Quiet street, the old ghost meet. I see her canal away from me. Sorry, my reason must allow that I loved not as I should, a creature made of clay. The angels, the clay, he lose his wings at the dawn of days. When the angels, the clay, he lose his wings at the dawn of day. Jose. Charles Waltz on the violin. This is Rosie. Now, Rosie, you're losing the sparkle of the light used to shine in your eye. Tell me you haven't something man. I used to reach up for the sky. For this life is no better roses. Not all it's cracked up to be. But in the end, there's always you and me. Roses, sweet roses, money that grow on trees. But if I don't for just 1 second, I'll be down on my bended knee. Now we take our tea at 11. A mantra was made in my hands. Two lovers are walking in this town. You don't need a ball or a gown. Now tell your dear man not to worry. You won't need for nothing with me. Now let the rivers run down to the sea. Roses, sweet roses, money that grow on trees. But if I thought for just 1 second, I'll be down on my bended knee. 'Cause I'm down on my bended knee. See, you'll spend your whole life with me. Until that day, be okay. See, you will see. Roses, sweet Well, I keep your road, your face, your blue. We are all disgrace. For children, it's time to place it, hit you to the fire. No waste of victory was short. Soon the fireman needs a door till he met. I can mother the thing that you will learn. The curse is there, I'll go there, fickle do, fickle there. Until your mother care upon and it's just hello. Up and out of an open soul, and we go for by the Lord. The Q is giving the word for me up the ground. I'm the second to do the hard, the steam, the flow, the sexy going. The rodeo, the horse, and the blues, the hay. The way the sink of his head. No, the black Brazilian's head was send it over to the red. For the inside the lady. I got to fire out to there, pick there. Until you want to care about it, is a terror. Up and out of my road, it's so long we go for the road. The Q is giving the word for me up and out. The sons of Glen, the flesh lower the English pale, see all the children of the gale beneath the orange banner. Who's to run for fighting star? With your leg a Saxon car, hold the button, the doctor will start. Fly away, teach your manners! The Q is giving the word for me up the gala. Until you're gonna care about it, it's just hello. Up and out of it, it's all up we go for the Lord. The Q is giving the word for me up the gala. Dubliners, thank you very much. Dublin, Ohio. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, young Dubliners, what do you think? Come on, make some noise. They maybe do one more if you make enough noise. You gotta jump up and down, come on. Let's jump up and down. Young Dubliners, young Dubliners, young Dubliners, young Dubliners, young, come on. Young Dubliners, young, come on guys, do one more, come on. Gotta jump up and down, come on.
Who knew he could do that? Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. We know it's very late. You've been here all day. We've just got a couple of more tunes to send you on your way. To all of those who started their drinking career on their birthday with their first pint with their dad, we salute you. Because it's not easy to drink a whole pint of Guinness when you're 5, but you try, because it's important. And now as a gift to the wonderful city for bringing us back, one of the bands who influenced all of us in many ways, or one of our favorite bands. This is for you. This is the Pogues. I should throw a place for cat. No doctor can't relieve me. I'm ready to decide what is on the sheet. Go, boys, let them go. Boys, let it all down in the mud for the rig. It's all I got. This man's always eyes was the planet of our fathers. It belongs to us and them to any yours. Go, boys, let them go. Boys, let it all down in the mud. It's all I got. Now bury me and see you when the murder goes get on me. I rock on the wave of a ghost life party. Three boys coming up, three boys. Let me out down in the mud of the ring. It's all right. If I should find a place for God, no doctor can leave me. I'm ready to decide what it is on the ship. Go, boys, let me go. Boys, let me all down in the mud of the ring. It's all right. Merry month of May, took my home was tired, I left the girls to shoot. Nearly broke and had to salute Father Day. Kiss me down the month, I drank a pint of beer. Creep for tears was wondering out the reef the corn. Leave where I was born, I could to stop the corn. And this goes, I got to live on your barren rug. At the lower the bag, we fighting down the dogs. Rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare, return down the rocky road. All the way to Dublin, wax around. In the legal leadership to them, so where is there the bait of it? On the boat, and there the duck, top of the hill. I'm taking that up, step in his kill. Harry's like, for to get the deal, I see right. But I don't have to be nice. And you heard the Dublin care about me then. And that ain't the guy that I was nearly tired. Rocky Road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up the hill and turn it down the Rocky Road. All the way to Dublin, thanks for riding, yeah. Dublin next to Ireland, up the touch of it, the base of soon the fight. Fuel by for city, the Senate, I take a stop. Hot amongst the quality, one little stop. In the tea, the quality, Sunday, godly night. And I like the time of when we get a fight. And we take over the granite up there. And we got a crowd, and we munch it down. The Rocky Road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hot the hair, return it down the Rocky Road. All the way to Dublin, rags are on, yeah. I went upon my way, Mr. Ruther, Fair, and landed on the quay. As the ship was sailing, captain up there, set the room and he jumped aboard. Who was over Paddy and out of X the bay. X the man, he's a that's a badly right. At the rose, puddling up the honey hat. Whose can I was down the other hand stand. Rocky Road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the hill, return down the Rocky Road. All the way to Dublin, that's a honey, yeah. Couldn't no longer stand, the blood began to boil. Temper I was losing when I was there as well. Began a vision here of blood and to any blood, or a bite of fight. You were sobbing with blood, kind of depressed to get away. The Rocky Road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up there and turn it down the Rocky Road. All the way to Dublin, right for all the
One last chance. Go on, go on, go on, go on.
See you tomorrow. Good luck, good luck. Safe home. Good luck. Thanks for being. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello to everyone at the Dublin Irish Festival from the Dublin Harbours.
We'll miss seeing you this year, but you can find our family band performing online at the links below.
We would like to give a special greeting and thank you to everyone in the music exhibit tent, our harp ensemble, and all of the staff at DIF. We look forward to our Irish family reunion next year. Sláinte!
My name is Patricia Hopper, and I'm the author of historical fiction and women's fiction. What I'm going to show you now is a trilogy of the O'Donovan family that takes place in the 19th century. It's a family saga, and it's 3 stories long. Each story is individual and can be bought separately. So with the first one is named Kilpara, and it starts off with Anne O'Donovan, who's the matriarch of the O'Donovan family. She came to America in the 1830s, 1840s period, but now in the 1860s, she is getting older and she has consumption. And she wants to return to Ireland now that her family is grown and now that she is in her declining years. And she wants one of her sons named Ellis to take her. She has 4 sons. 2 of them are married. 1 has been killed in the American Civil War, and Ellis is the only single son she has left. He's a bit of a womanizer and has remained single thus far. So the reason I wanted to bring in the Civil War is because the Civil War has not received a whole lot of attention in Irish history. And the reason for that is because in other wars, the Irish went away to war, but then they came back to Ireland after the war. In the American Civil War, the Irish went away to war, but they stayed in America. And the reason that I got the idea for the novel is because when I first came to the US, a lot of people asked me about being an immigrant. And they also told me that their families or their ancestors came to America and never went back. So I wanted to do a return immigrant story, and this was the beginning of that immigrant story. I made it in the 19th century because of the fact that most Irish that came to America never returned. The O'Donovans themselves actually owned Kilpara before they came to the US, but because of the taxes imposed by the British government, they lose Kilpara and they come to the US to try and make a life for themselves. They do very well, and at this point in time, the family is quite wealthy and they're quite prosperous. So after a lot of discussion with Ellis, Anne O'Donovan convinces her son to take her back to Ireland. Eventually they do go, and when they go, an English landlord now owns Kilpara. Initially he's okay with Ellis because Ellis is American, but then he finds out that he has Irish ancestry, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with the Irish. So in the end, what happens is Ellis becomes involved or embroiled in some of the Irish circumstances, and he's refused the option of being able to get his mother her wish, which is to see Kilpara again. As a result, then he has to devise a plan to be able to get his mother her last wish. So to find out the rest of the story, you'll have to read the book. And of course, this is the first book in the series. Then we'll go on to the second series, which takes place a generation later. This one takes place in 1885. And it's about 2 sisters. The older sister, Deirdre, has been sent away, to mainland Europe for a year. Grace is surprised by this. This is the younger sister, and the book's told from the point of view of Grace. So she's surprised that her sister goes away because her sister is quite the homebody, whereas Grace is she's a little bit more ambitious, and she's a little bit more stubborn in her ways, and she's more curious about life in itself. So when Deirdre comes back from her sojourn in Europe, Grace is surprised to find out that Deirdre is not quite herself. She doesn't seem to be as talkative about what happened to her when she was away, and she doesn't talk about new friends that she made, and she doesn't seem to have any new clothes that would make her think that she learned something about how people dress, or she was surprised by their actions, or surprised by the culture that she experienced. So when she comes back to Ireland, she's very secretive, and Grace tries very hard to find out what happened, but Deirdre will not tell her what went on. But there is a neighbor, and his name is Cecil, and Cecil is obsessed with Deirdre. He wants to marry her, but she's not interested in him. But as time goes on, he manages to find out what happened to Deirdre while she was in Europe. And using this against her, he gets her to marry him. So by marrying him, though, he has control over her, and he uses that control. And from there, the relationship goes downhill. At the same time, Grace is coming into herself, and she's learning about new love or young love. And so the two stories interact, and one turns out to be positive and one turns out to be negative. So to read the rest of this story, you can read the rest of it through this book called Card Red. So the third story takes place 10 years later, which is in 1895. And in 1895, Grace has become a doctor. She has gone on, her grandma or her grandaunt was a nurse, and was never able to fully become a doctor because of the times. But as Grace matures, she does manage to get the education to become a doctor. At the same time, there's another character named Angel that comes into the story, and she's American. She's the result of a liaison between Ellis and Lila, which happens in Kilpara. But Ellis has never known this daughter, and now that she's almost 30 years old, she's also having some difficulties in her own life. At the same time, Lila is very, very ill, and she is in the last part of her life. So Angel goes to see her mother, Lila. At the same time, Ellis actually visits the family. In the process of all of this, Lila dies. And before she dies, though, she tells Ellis that he has a daughter named Angel. And Angel finds out that Ellis is her father. Now, she can't go back to Baltimore, where she has been for some time, and she was actually kind of forced into that decision to go to Baltimore, but and take a position there. But now she finds out that part of the reason for that, of course, is that Ellis is her father, and that one of the family members who seems to be very interested or attracted to her gave concern to the family, so they tried to get her out of the way so that the secret wouldn't come out. But now that the secret is out, Angel goes to Ireland, and she and Grace they don't become friends, they actually don't become enemies, but there is some conflict between them. Part of the reason is that Grace believes that her father might be having an affair with Angel because she doesn't know Angel's background. So throughout the process of this book, we find out more about Angel, and we find out more about Grace. Now the book actually comes to a good conclusion. as with the other books. The 3 books are standalone books. You can read each book individually. The historical facts are all accurate. The places are real. However, the family is totally fictional. So if you're interested in this trilogy, you can find them on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or any other media outlet, and also they're available in bookstores. And thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Courtney D'Angelo, and I'm going to share with you my Dublin Irish Festival story. I grew up in Dublin, Ohio, and my parents would take me to the Dublin Irish Festival every year. My oldest memory of Irish dance is actually at the Dublin Irish Festival. I don't remember how old I was, but I was really young because it was before I had started dancing, so I must have been 3 or 4. But I remember watching Irish dancers from Richmond's Tim, and there was a girl in a pink sparkly dress. And pink was my favorite color, so I remember pointing at that dress and being like, I want to wear a dress like that. I want to be on stage like that girl. And then I'm pretty sure I did try to run up on stage, but was definitely stopped. After that, my parents thought it was pretty obvious that they should put me in some Irish dancing classes. So my mom enrolled me in classes with Katie Regan at the Regan Academy of Irish Dance, which is now the Regan Rankin Holland Academy of Irish Dance in Hilliard, Ohio. My Irish dancing career took me from dancing at the Dublin Irish Festival to dancing at my school's recitals, to then going on to audition and performing worldwide with Riverdance. My dance career did not happen overnight, however. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of practice, and a lot of support from my friends, family, and my Dublin, Ohio community. Throughout my years of competition, the one thing I loved the most about competing was being on stage in front of people. I always knew that I wanted to do something on stage, whether it be music or acting or dancing, but Irish dance has always been my #1 passion, so I really wanted to pursue that. One full circle moment was my first tour in Riverdance through the United States. I actually danced at the Palace Theater in Columbus, which is the same theater that I saw Riverdance at for the first time back in 2004. I have pictures with Katie and the lead dancer backstage when I'm 7 years old, and then now there are pictures of Katie with me while I'm dancing professionally in the show. Some highlights of the Dublin Irish Festival for me were always the Columbus Fesh, which is the Irish dance competition that's held on Saturday morning of the festival. So my dance school would perform Friday night, we would dance the competition Saturday morning, perform Saturday night, and then also perform on Sunday. So it was a very, very, very long weekend for us, but we had so much fun. Another thing I love about the Irish Festival is all the live music and getting to dance with the bands on stage, especially the Celtic rock stage. That is always such a great time, especially on a Saturday night, and you look out and you see hundreds of people, thousands of people sometimes. It's the best way that a young Irish dancer can prepare for a professional career or decide that that's something that they want to do. It's really fun to look back at all the memories from the Irish Festival, all the videos from me dancing from a little kid through middle school, through high school, and then even a few years in college before I started dancing professionally. I'd really just like to thank everybody from the Dublin Irish Festival for always supporting me and always cheering me on. It's been so great and so exciting to have everybody from the festival on this journey with me. I look forward to many, many, many more years of the Dublin Irish Festival, and I can't wait to see everybody there next year. Sláinte.